This is a walkthrough on the Antique Vacuum Museum in Missouri. Kind of got this set up by the decades. '60s. All the colored Hoovers. '50s.
You turned on the Royal. How do I know? Because I know the sound of the motors.
Yeah.
Notice the fan case and nozzle are one piece. It's all one casting. The nozzle and the fan case are one casting. It's the only model Royal ever made like that. That is a normal Royal, where the fan case is separate from the nozzle housing.
Yeah.
So you have three pieces.
Because that pops out, and then you can flip
and
up that thing, and it lets it out.
Well, you take the motor on this one, there's 4 screws, you take the motor off from the back, and then you have a fan case, and the nozzle is actually screwed to the fan case from inside.
Huh.
This one is one complete casting of aluminum. The fan case and the nozzle housing and the headlight housing are one piece of aluminum.
Huh.
It's the only 2-speed Royal they ever made. See the little wings on the side?
Yeah.
The chevrons, that identifies this model. It's the only one they ever made like this. They're worth a fortune.
Huh.
Especially with the original bag and the rubber hand grip still good.
How'd you run across this one?
A friend of mine in North Carolina who also collects vacuum cleaners but doesn't like uprights.
Yeah.
He likes canister vacuums.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, the ones without power nozzles. So like the Electrolux, the Filter Queen, the Rainbow. These are the kinds of vacuums that he collects.
Yeah.
And some lady at his church said, my grandmother had an old vacuum and we're cleaning out her house. Do you want it? He said, well, yeah, because he'll never say no.
Yeah.
And she brought him that. And he thought, well, that's an interesting machine. And he used it once and he said, uprights. Because he's the kind of person who wants to get under and around.
Yeah.
So he called me up and he said, I got a present for you. I'm sending it to you. But he took it apart, the handle apart, and put it in a box and sent it to me.
So who ran for the shipping?
Well, he shipped it to me and paid for it, but I've given him vacuums before too. We're just collectors tend to do that. But that one is very unique if you think about what the company had to go through to be able to make that nozzle housing and fan case all as one casting. That meant that they had to have a die made to be able to die cast that aluminum housing. And it was just a lot more work than casting it as 3 pieces. The very first cord rewinder on a vacuum, and they mistakenly put it on an upright. This is a Singer from 1933. The reason I say mistakenly is because it adds 8 pounds of weight to an already heavy vacuum.
Yeah.
Remember the airway that I showed you that had that the handle could be used as a suction tube? Well, they put a power nozzle on it. They were the first company to ever
I noticed that vacuum. It was had the power brush.
Yeah, first company to ever do that with a second motor. And you can shut that motor off so you can clean bare floors, and that's what the little switch is for on the side. 1934. And of course, my Hoovers, the best Hoover that was ever made was the 150 right here.
150?
Mm-hmm. The best, the best, the best. The automatic height adjuster was revolutionary. If the machine was off, you only have to push down on that pedal and let it come up, and it will adjust itself correctly for whatever carpet you're cleaning. People always turned the vacuum on first and then pushed it, which was the incorrect thing to do because the suction held it to the carpet, and you got the lowest position. If they did that, they were supposed to push the lever when it
did it ever off. Did it ever burn out belts every now?
It would if it was at the lowest position.
Figured that'd probably be something that wear out the belts real quick.
This is the first Rainbow, the water vacuum, but it didn't use water at first. The brown one is dry only. As I said to my friend James Dyson, you didn't invent it. Because he told me when I met him in 1984, quote, I have invented the bagless vacuum cleaner. No. And I said, no, the man who invented the bagless vacuum cleaner is dead.
Yeah.
He said, it was me. I said, no, you just don't have rainbows in England.
And even then, you could probably consider the ones where they just had the cloth bag that you reused. Mm-hmm. You could even consider that like a bagless.
Well, no, that bag actually clogged with dirt. And the reason for the Rainbow originally was because that there's a complete 100% flow of air no matter how much dirt you pick up. There's no loss of suction in a Rainbow or in a Dyson. Dyson is dry, Rainbow is wet, but it didn't used to be. The very first model was dry too. You just emptied it like a Dyson.
Oh, this is so cool.
The 1970s, she's been disco dancing you see all night at Junkie. Yeah, Valiant and Jack Daniels for breakfast.
Hoover Model 1.
Okay, so y'all also make we made that model for Hoover, private label, that model for Hoover. That